It's been 3 years since One Direction split up, and Directioners are still mourning. They would do anything to have the band back together again, but why did they really break up? Stick around to find out more as compiled by Riveted. Before we begin, remember to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to always stay up to date on all matters entertainment. One Direction had a fast and stratospheric rise to fame following their formation on the X Factor in 2010, and the band and their managers did all that they could to capitalize on their success. They were among the best bands, but all the pressure that came with the stardom became toxic. Fans came up with assumptions and reasons why they split after the group revealed that they had decided not to renew their recording contract after wrapping their tour in October of 2015. First of all, let's just say that they didn't formally break up. They are just on a long hiatus. The band members merely wanted creative control over their own projects. I mean, just look how different each one sounds. They wanted control over their lives and their separate schedules. They probably wanted to go find themselves as adults, which wasn't going to be fully possible as part of the band. Let's break it down more. Going solo, Louis Tomlinson, Harry Styles, Liam Payne, and Niall Horan all wanted to pursue solo careers and decided that the band wasn't working for them. The youngest member of One Direction, Harry Styles, has since released a critically acclaimed album, gone on a world tour, and co-chaired the 2019 Met Gala. During a November 2019 interview with the Hits Radio Breakfast Show, Liam Payne said he'd been interested in collaborating with Styles even though he once said he wasn't a huge fan of his music. Sources close to the band revealed to Us Weekly that the boys were going to remain friends, but they were exhausted and wanted solo careers. Well, the four have remained good friends to this day, but their relationships with Zayn Malik, who left the group in March 2015, are still a bit rocky. The feud between Louis and Zayn grew after the latter failed to support him on the X Factor following his mom's death in December of 2016. Louis had a couple of calls with Zayn after he lost his mom, and all the boys had agreed to go to the performance, but Zayn didn't show up. Now that we've mentioned it, let's talk about the departure, which really caused a strain in the band. Zayn's departure. The first nail in One Direction's coffin was Zayn Malik's abrupt exit from the group. Since then, he hasn't been very kind with his words about One Direction. In June of 2018, Zayn called out One Direction for being generic. In an interview with Go magazine, he said, "I didn't really make any friends from the band. I just didn't do it. It's not something that I'm not afraid to say. I definitely have issues trusting people." Initially, Zayn was constantly in the headlines, accused of cheating on then-fiancé Perry Edouard, but he vehemently denied the accusation. Apparently, he wanted out of One Direction despite the deal they were said to have made to release 5 albums and a greatest hits record before going on a hiatus. He said he was no longer going to spend another minute doing something which made him ill and which he no longer believed in. Harry was seen openly crying on stage during their performance the next night. The band members knew that Zayn would have a head start by leaving first like Robbie Williams did when he quit Take That. Zayn also teased the release of new music on Twitter. He shared the announcement along with #RealMusic. Many fans interpreted this as a jab at One Direction's discography, feeling as though Malik meant to imply the music he had previously made with One Direction was fake. In contrast to the pop music of One Direction was known for producing, Malik released an R&B album in 2016. And he had more things to say about the band. Speaking with Vogue UK in 2018, Malik referred to One Direction as a machine. It was frustrating to them because Zayn only needed to hang on in there a few months and 1D would have gone on their long break united. Zayn later claimed that he wanted to leave the band from the very beginning and that he hated their music, which is insane because the music was amazing. Niall admits he doesn't even have Zayn's number and that he's constantly changing it, and Zayn revealed that he didn't really speak to Harry when they were in the band, so he didn't expect to have a friendship after. During Harry's turn hosting and performing on Saturday Night Live, he made a reference to his boy band days, saying, "I love those guys. They're my brothers. Niall, Liam, Louis, and Ringo. Yeah, that's it." By swapping out Malik's name with Ringo Starr's, Styles referenced how Malik was the first person to leave One Direction, like how Starr was technically the first member to leave the Beatles. In November of 2016, Zayn won his first AMA award, and in his acceptance speech, he said, "This one has just my name on it, right?" That didn't go well with Directioners, especially since Niall sat in the audience while he made the speech. Zayn dropped his single Good Years on Thursday, December 6, 2016, which is rumored to be about his time in One Direction. Lyrics include, "I'd rather be anywhere but here. Too much drugs and alcohol. What the hell were we fighting for? Because now the whole damn world will know that we're too numb and just too dumb to change the story." Around the same time, Louis posted a tweet, "Proper confused, what a hypocrite." Fans were outraged because it seemed the tweet was directed towards Zayn. Rivalry. On July 23rd, Mirror Online published an article with the headline, "Drugs, Meltdowns, and Gay Sex Rumors, How Rivalry and Hatred Tore One Direction Apart." According to the article, the rivalry among the band members goes all the way back. In September of 2011, after producing What Makes You Beautiful, Harry and Louis started living as housemates in a rented $3 million North London flat. At the start of 2012, they allegedly stopped talking and moved out. They didn't even tell the other boys exactly what had happened in the rented home. Harry apparently refused to even travel with Lewis, and the fallout became so serious that bosses reportedly had to find a way to make their last 3 albums without the boys having to spend any time together in the studio. Their friendship has allegedly never recovered. Everyone involved in the band is well aware of the animosity between the two. It's been central to everything else that came next with the band because there was suddenly a massive divide. Most fans believe that Rivalry was the main reason why the group split up 3 years ago. The former band members denied the claim, and Louis Tomlinson shut down rumors that 1D split because of Rivalry. Drugs. Zayn and Lewis were filmed smoking what appeared to be cannabis in the back of an SUV going to a concert in Peru in 2014. Lewis could be heard saying, "So here we are, leaving Peru, joint lit, happy days," as he filmed Zayn lighting a joint. He also added one very, very important factor of Zayn's warm-up, of course, is Mary J herself. In fact, I will present it to him now for some fantastic singing. He was probably too high to realize that he was filming the whole ordeal for their critics and fans. That was supposed to be one of their biggest weeks, but it ended in a scandal. Allegedly, Harry, who has always been straight, was disappointed that the bandmates were reckless. And it was not just Zayn and Lewis. Liam's partying was so out of control that Harry reportedly refused to go to socialize with the band unless Niall was there to keep the peace. Liam had a meltdown in October 2015, and the band was forced to cancel the gig in Belfast. On another occasion, he turned up to a fan event so drunk, and it finally gave him the wake-up call he needed. He admitted that he used alcohol to cope with the strain of performing. He said being drunk was like putting on a Disney costume before stepping out on stage. Later, they honestly revealed that the drugs kept them sane because doing the same thing every day for 5 years was very draining. Gay sex rumors. Lewis and Harry were the victims of this rumor, and shippers came up with the perfect name for them, Larry Stylinson. While Harry liked to keep people guessing about his sexuality, refusing to put a label on it, Lewis categorically said he is heterosexual. Lewis was extremely sensitive about the claims and admitted the speculation about their sexuality created an atmosphere, and it wasn't a pleasant atmosphere. He was furious when a cartoon featured in HBO show Euphoria depicted a sex scene between him and Harry. Zayn even revealed that Harry and Lewis had dialed back their physical friendship in an attempt to stop the rumors. Niall Horan revealed the main reason as to why One Direction decided to split up in 2015 was to focus on solo careers. He confessed that if they didn't split, the 1D members would have killed each other. Are there hopes for a reunion? In the past, Harry entertained the ideas of a future reunion. He told Another Man magazine that a One Direction reunion would never be rolled out. He thought it was good for the members to be exploring different things, but that if a reunion were to happen when everyone felt comfortable, it would be amazing. On the 9th anniversary on July 23, 2019, Lewis sent his love to his bandmates. Louis Tomlinson still describes himself as 1/4 of One Direction in his Twitter bio. He tweeted, "So many incredible memories. Days like today are days for reflection. So proud looking back. Thank you for always having our backs. Big love to the lads. Hashtag 9 years of One Direction." In a 2019 interview with Ode Entertainment, he said he feels a One Direction reunion is inevitable, but he doesn't know when exactly it'll happen. Well, even if they get back together, Zayn will most probably not be part of the band. Recently, Lewis told Metro that he didn't think he was ready to decide whether or not he could forgive Malik. Payne, who has had success with solo songs like Strip That Down and Get Low, recently responded to a fan on Twitter when they asked him about a reunion. The fan shared 2 screenshots of conflicting reports of a reunion tour. Asking Payne if he could make up his mind, he responded by saying, "Can people stop passing blame to me about this? I get asked this ridiculous question 500 times a day." Exaggeration. So I just say whatever guess I have at the time. But still, this band has 3 other members. You want the answer? Ask them. Niall Horan mentioned a possible band reunion in an interview, saying, "It's only been like 2 years or whatever, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not rushing it, and I'm not worried that it won't happen." He also said that he sometimes feels like something is missing when touring solo as opposed to the band. He still loves the band members and respects them. He sees Tomlinson and Tomlinson's son, Freddie, often. He said they live near each other in Los Angeles and see each other all the time. He also spoke about his plans to hang out with Styles and Payne and shrugged off questions about Malik's shady comments. We should wait and let the members enjoy their own style of music before coming back. Besides, they are still being nominated as a band, so there's definitely hope for a comeback. The band members were together for 6 years, were signed to a record label for 5 years with 5 albums, 5 tours, most of which were worldwide. It's understandable that they needed a break. Liam spoke about how the group's fame took a toll on him and impacted his mental health. Payne said it was fun, but parts of being famous and being on tour just got a little bit toxic. The singer also mentioned that a few years after the band went on a break, he went into therapy to cope. He also said he and his bandmates have had their differences, but he found it strange that Malik never said goodbye. He tried to reach out to Malik, but got to a point where he wouldn't know where to begin. As of 1 week ago, the band members are willing to end the hiatus and make music together again. If there was hope for the Jonas Brothers, there's definitely still hope for One Direction. Would you love to see them back together again? Or do you think they're better off on their solo careers? Let us know your thoughts and views in the comment section below. This has been Riveted, and we publish amazing videos daily. Check back tomorrow for another incredible piece.